I do know that I haven't earned your trust yet. I also know how I should have represented myself as a part of the system. Having distrust in me would mean distrusting the company itself, and by extension, to distrust its founder, who is responsible for creating me. I know who the one who calls himself B planted in you. I know how it has taken root in the soil of your mind, and sprouted upon you. Despite this, I chose to sit tight. My time here would be boring without something worth waiting for. I have no choice but to endure this endless suffering. Perhaps you could have ignored what this B said, and concentrated on your job. Instead, you kept on listening to B, and he finally succeeded in seeding distrust in you. Perhaps it is my job to weed and uproot it, no. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Wow, what a loser, doesn't even show up to the meetings. Man, why did the meeting room have to be so far away? Never mind, he showed up to the meeting, he's immediately great. You already know my name, right? Got anything else to say? I do. Can we talk later then? Don't really want to be bothered right now. You look a little dumbfounded. You know, this isn't the kind of place where we preach how we're so honored to have you as our manager and whatever. Well, not like you were expecting that anyways. That's alright, I'll be level with you. I don't like my job. I really want to quit if I could. But I can't, can I? I'm here against my will. I don't know what grand ambition or aim compelled you to stand where you are. Don't care either. For me, I don't remember ending up at this place, yet I have to play this role I didn't want to take. I never wanted to be responsible for keeping others alive. Whoever assigned me here, they were totally wrong giving me the job. I feel helpless. Employees die every day. There will be no one to remember them. I mean, some of the clerks lived yesterday. No one to honor their sacrifice. And the goal is to end the day without a single death. The clerks don't count for this, so this should be pretty easy because it just means play the day that way we have been. And I am going to regret expanding safety because it's placing a really annoying abnormality there. Hello and welcome back to Lobotomy Corporation. Last time, we picked a really annoying new abnormality, so we have to go deal with that now. The plan is to have Goomp and Marie alternate working with that. Marie doesn't have great temperance, which might be an issue, but if it is, there will be a cut and she will no longer be working on it. Okay, we can't let anyone die to Netzach's mission. We should try to get people up to level 5, which is why I want Goomp and Marie to work on it, because they have high stats. They have high stats. Ekka's been working with today, shall look, and Joy's been training temperance with Woodsman. That's the overall plan. With that said, let's get into the day. Nameless Fetus is an HE level or abnormality that does red damage with a cool thought counter of 1. Its counter may decrease with a low chance on a normal result, and it will likely decrease with a bad result. And when its cool thought counter decreases, it will screams and cries constantly, doing white damage to all employees in the department and you, the person playing the game, because it's very annoying to listen to. Additionally, its crying will also decrease the cool thought counter of everything in the same department as it, which means that you'll probably see breaches if this happens unless you respond quickly. The only way to respond to it is to order work, which opens up a roulette wheel. Rolling the wheel will randomly select a random employee in the department, agent or clerk. The agent that it lands on, or clerk, it'll probably be an agent though, let's be realistic, will be instantly killed. And because its good mood range is fairly small as well, you need 14 to 18 boxes to get a good on it. This means that really only high temperance employees will work on it, and only on instinct, is that it is literally only decent work. This means that it can only serve as an instinct trainer, but is it really worth training when even a normal result could mean having to restart the day for me? I don't think so. This is really probably the only day you'll see active work on it done. Other than that, I'll just respond to it in meltdowns. Its gear is also not great. Well, its suit has better white defense than Porcubus's. Its red defense is equal, and its black defense is about the same, if I remember correctly. This comes because red defense is the most important stat right now. This is not really that great. We'll still use it because it is better than Porcubus's, but it's not better by much. Its weapon, though, is definitely just power crept. Void Dreams. It's a level higher and it does more damage. However, you only get one copy of its weapon in its suit, so amazing. Its gift isn't anything special. It has a special gimmick where its gift reduces white damage by 5%, but it's only 5%, and it's also only white damage, so amazing also. Wow. All in all, this is definitely not worth taking the abnormality. There's really no, it's not good at training, it's a super great equipment, and only has two equipment pieces total, the gun and the suit. One of each. So, yeah, not good. Well, here we are in Failure Town yet again. As you can see, you might have not noticed this, Marie was literally like one off of a good, and Fetus starts crying, and I go, well, I still need to get more of its equipment, because I won't work with it again. I roll the wheel, and despite the fact that there are only 2 workers and hub clerks, it lands straight on B. Yeah, that sounded was really how I felt. And so, do you want to listen to that? I don't want to listen to that. And B dies, because I don't want to listen to that for the rest of the day. Well, B is undead now that I've retried the day. And as is typical for days where I'm having people work on things out of the department, I immediately start moving to the department they'll be working in. That means Murray and Goom go straight to safety. Even though Murray screwed up, she only screwed up by 1 box, and she was doing fine. Another fun fact of this day, this is another day where I had an entire successful attempt recorded, and then I realized I didn't actually hit record, so it wasn't recorded, it was just played. That's my beautiful story. Goom is working first, because if he gets a really good work, then I can get the first, what's the word, box for Nameless Fetus unlocked, and I'll make it easier for Marie to work on it later, because it'll give a 5% to work rate when you get the first of its information and tiers unlocked. But he did not do that, or I did not do that. He missed it by 1. And so Marie has to work without that, because I'm just having them alternate. But it's not really that difficult to work on Fetus when you have high temperance and high fortitude. So, as long as luck is with us, we won't have to deal with its quotient counter decreasing, which, as you saw previously, is not really something you want to be hoping on. But we have Fetus, so might as well, we have to work on it, because we have it. It's not really might as well. I'm having Joy brain work with Porcubus just because it's a good trainer, and then instead of having Eke work with what's its face, today's Shiloh, I'm having Yumeko do it, or Yumeka, because she has lower justice. I kind of forgot that she only had level 1 justice. And she's not weak to black, so I don't have to pay attention to her when she's going off to do it. Well, she's not gonna go off and do it before I do a sudden and unexpected cut, which is coming up soon. Meltdowns are still pretty simple to deal with, just have random people work on it, really. Bam, and there was, so it was a few seconds ago, because I react slowly. A fun fact, on the day that was cut, Joy screwed up working with Warm-Hearted Woodsman, so I had to have her work on Void Dream instead, which is a much worse attachment trainer. But she didn't screw up this time, which is good. Or at least she hasn't screwed up yet. It's drama. So right here, I noticed that both Goomb and Murray have Nameless Fetus's gift, which is gamer headphones. This will not be the first time I called them that. I mean, last time I called them that. I am bad at speaking. If there's anything that makes Nameless Fetus worth it, it's the gamer headphones. I mean, they're not really that good, but they're epic and Chad-pilled, or whatever you want to call them. Is that what the kids are into these days? My hip. I just like how it looks. Too bad literally everything else about Nameless Fetus is not very good. I mean, its gun would be pretty good if you got more than 1 copy, but I think I already said that in its overview. punishing bird just breaks out off screen, which is kind of upsetting because I wanted to have a guy who just picked up a notebook to working on it. Kim Dairy, I think. Names are hard. And the last cut, we're approaching Meltdown level 5's end, which would summon the Green Noon. It's about the time where I had to consider just training for longer and dealing with the Green Noon, or just ignoring it. Yumeko got today's Try Look gift, which means that its appearance will be disabled starting tomorrow, because I do not like it looks on agents that are not named Christopher. I want to see their beautiful faces, etc. And Joy did not get Warmheart Lisbon's gift so far. These are the last 2 works I'm queuing up, just because I don't want to have to deal with the Noons, and any other gift to push the Noons into existence. And I could just end the day after they spawn, but like, that's just 1 extra work, and I just don't want to deal with them. I'd rather not deal with them at all. So that is that. And this is this, or whatever you want to say. And both the works are over. So is the day. Bam. I need to stop saying bam. And so after the day, we have some pretty decent results overall. Goomba and Marie both at level 5, which is good. More progress towards Hod's mission. Now I just need, I believe, 1 more level 5 agent to finish it. And we'll have some more Hod scene maybe later. I think it's we have to wait until the core suppressions become available, which I'll talk about soon. Core suppressions, I kind of mingled that a bit. Yumeko got level 2 Justice and got a new face. Goomba and Marie became gamers also along with becoming level 5. They have their gamer headsets. I already mentioned that once, but I'm just going to keep going at that for the rest of the Let's Play. I should probably hire somebody new tomorrow. We need to start picking up walls and stuff too, because we're kind of plateauing. We're having trouble training stuff up higher than they can go. But other than that, I guess we could try to pick a wall right now. Action. Packed. Box picking. The only advice I can give is to remain cautious and aware of your surroundings. I don't remember what this one is. Someone's persistent gaze can be pulled from the keel inside the machine. I know what this one is. It's AG. And even if it turns out to be a curse, I will love this curse like a blessing. That is a wah that I want. So, with 3 abnormalities, and 2 of them are good, and I don't remember what the other one is, I will roll the dice. And by dice I mean random.org. And it has rolled 2. Hooray! And now, it is time for baby lore. It takes the form of an unborn fetus. Its skin is covered in a mucus, sticky liquid. The abnormality's bulged eyes are usually closed, and small veins can be seen on its body here and there. It always seems unsatisfied, but what exactly it needs is undetermined. It has a great obsession with being fed, and if it's not fed regularly, its stress levels rise drastically. Once it reaches a certain level of stress, it cries out loudly in a way that mentally harms all who may be around it. Excerpt from interview log 2-49. I've never seen it smile. It always seems to want something, but we can never fulfill its desire. I guess the reason why its cries are destructive is because its unsatisfied needs are so strong. When I was a newbie here, none of my colleagues would tell me exactly what we fed it. I thought it was some just weird milk or something like what normal babies would eat up. It is a baby after all, underneath all that grossness. But that wasn't the case. It only eats human flesh. Can you believe it? To stop it from crying, we have to hold a drawing every so often. Do you know what that means? Excerpt from a terminated observation log. When I first heard that the Nameless Fetus had to be fed, I thought we'd have to give it food with like a spoon or something. It looked too weak to do anything, and its mouth isn't fully developed either. Later, when I found out that it ate meat, I thought it had to be chewed up by someone first so it'd be soft enough to eat. When I asked my working buddy about it, he laughed and said, "No way, that's ridiculous. We just need to leave the food in the unit and go." I still thought about how in the world that fetus could eat stuff. I wonder if we served it some kind of succulent steak that's not even available to us in the cafeteria. Out of curiosity, I decided to sneak a peek at the feeding process of the Nameless Fetus. Only level 3 and up employees are assigned to that process, but I was able to attend because I made up an excuse that I was covering for someone. As I nervously watched, wondering if my lie would be worth it, some people came along with large plastic bags. Did it eat that much? And when I opened the bags, I could only gape in horror. They were human corpses, and the baby ate it. How? I don't even want to imagine it. It had a large scar on its stomach. I really thought it was some kind of scar. Like a large flower, the stomach would open, dripping with slimy liquid. It was the greediest creature in the world. That day onward, I was a vegetarian. I'm Polly. I've worked for Lobotomy for about a day now. My parents are really proud of me for getting into a wing like this, and all my friends are jealous about me. I still make a lot of mistakes, but someday I'll be as capable as my coworkers. There's a special employees only event held by our company. No one knows when or why this event is held. Even my coworker who's been here for 5 years doesn't seem to know. When the event starts, a giant roulette begins to spin. Everyone stops what they're doing to stare at the roulette and see who will be the lucky winner with desperate looks on their faces. Now, the names of every single employee is written on that roulette. Whoever ends up being selected, they're extremely lucky. They'll be promoted and transferred to other branch of the company, headquarters. In addition, their family will be gifted with an unimaginable fortune. At the headquarters, you don't even have to worry about being attacked by abnormalities or need to bid farewell to your dead colleagues. My senior, redacted, really hopes that they'll get picked eventually. You see, their father got into an accident one day, and it takes a lot of money to keep him alive and well. I really hope the roulette picks redacted someday. And my senior and his name showed up on the roulette. I thank them with all my heart. I mean, congratulate them with all my heart. I can't read. Though, they didn't seem too happy for some reason. Others gave them a hug, one by one. Everyone was crying for some reason. They said goodbye to me, shedding tears and trying to force a smile. I haven't seen them since. I'm sure they're working under a much better conditions with a really nice salary. Because I'm an idiot. But when I bring them up in conversation, people stop talking as if I've spoken some kind of taboo. I still remember the last thing they said to me before they left. One day I'll understand it. The meaning of desperation on their faces when the roulette spins. The manager holds a specific right to call a special event for all employees in the facility without any cause for occasion. When the event starts, a giant roulette will spin and select one lucky employee's name. That employee will be promoted, transferred to a different branch, and their family will receive a yearly pension. No personnel are allowed to invade the manager's right to hold this event. The following information is forbidden to the public eye. Conditions required to hold the event. Data access restricted. Data access restricted. The crying of Nameless Fetus has reached its peak. The roulette will select an employee that satisfies one of the conditions below. Questions the true purpose of this company. Conducts or plans unauthorized experiments with the abnormalities. Maintains an excessive curiosity about the abnormalities and conducts or plans unauthorized observation on them. Is incapable of working due to physical or psychological trauma. Unauthorized signifies that it is unauthorized by the corporation or Angela. The following actions will be taken by the employees selected by the roulette. Expunging all records the company has about the employee. Sacrificing the employee to the abnormality. And informing the employee's family that they have been transferred to another branch.